Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Canto 6. Canto 6, chapter 5. Take 39. Six, 5, 39.
6, 5.
Nano Bhagavata Nityam Bhutanurahakatara Rite Tvam Sauridakam Vai Vairankaraam Vairinam Nano Bhagavata Nityam Bhutanurahakatara Rite Tvam Sauridakam Vai Vairankaraam Vairinam
Nano Bhagavata Nityam Bhutanurahakatara Rite Tvam Sauhridakam Vai Vairankaraam Vairinam
Nano Bhagavata Nityam
Bhutanurahakatara
Rite Tvam Sauridakam Vai Vairankaraam Vairinam
Nano Bhagavata Nityam Bhutanurahakatara Rite Tvam Sauridakam Vai Vairankaraam Vairinam Mataji.
Namo Bhagavata Nityam
Nano Bhagavata Nityam Bhutanurahakatara
Rite Tvam Sauhridakam Vai Vairankaraam Vairinam
Nano Bhagavata, devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nityam, eternally. Bhuta Anugraha Khatara,
Bhuta
very much anxious to bestow benedictions on the fallen conditioned soul.
very much anxious to bestow benedictions on all conditioned souls.
Vite, accept Tvam, yourself. Savridagnam, a breaker of friendship, therefore not countable among the Bhagavatas,
Therefore not countable among the Bhagavatas,
or devotees of the Lord.
or devotees of the Lord.
Vai,
By
indeed, Vairamkaram,
Vairamkaram,
you create enmity.
you create enmity.
Avairinam,
Avainam,
toward persons who are not enemies.
toward persons who are not enemies.
Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. All the devotees of the Lord, but you, are very kind to the conditioned souls and are eager to benefit others. Although you wear the dress of a devotee, you create enmity with people who are not your enemies, or you break friendship and create enmity between friends. Are you not ashamed of posing as a devotee while performing these abominable actions? Purport. Such are the criticisms that must be borne by the servants of Narada Muni in the disciplic succession. Through the Krishna consciousness movement, we are trying to train young people to become devotees and return home back to God by following rigid regulative principles. But our service is appreciated neither in India nor abroad in the Western countries, where we are endeavoring to spread this Krishna consciousness movement. In India, the caste brahmanas have become enemies of the Krishna consciousness movement because we elevate foreigners who are supposed to be mlecchas and yavanas to the position of brahmanas. We train them in austerities and penances and recognize them as brahmanas by awarding them sacred thread. Let's try to see if I can. Thus, the caste brahmanas of India are very displeased by our activities in the Western world. In the West, also, the parents of the young people who join this movement have also become enemies. We have no business creating enemies, but the process is such that non-devotees will always be inimical toward us. Nevertheless, as stated in the Shastras, a devotee should be both tolerant and merciful. Devotees engaged in preaching should be prepared to be accused by ignorant persons, and yet they must be very merciful to the fallen conditioned souls. If one can execute his duty in the disciplic succession of Narada Muni, his service will surely be recognized. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, 1868-69, Ya idam paramam goyam mad bhaktesh abhidasyati bhaktim mai param kritva mame vaishyatya samshreha nacha tasman manusheshu kashinne priyakritamaha pavita nacha me tasmat anya priyataro bhuvi. For one who explains the supreme secret to the devotees, devotional service is guaranteed, and at the end he will come back to me. There is no servant in this world more dear to me than he, nor will there ever be one more dear. Let us continue preaching the message of Lord Krishna and not be afraid of enemies. Our only duty is to satisfy the Lord by this preaching, which will be accepted as service by Lord Chaitanya and Lord Krishna. We must sincerely serve the Lord and not be deterred by so-called enemies. In this verse, the word Sauridagnam, a breaker of friendship, is used because Narada Muni and the members of his disciplic succession disrupt friendships and family life. They are sometimes accused of being Sauridagnam, creators of enmity between relatives. Actually, Such devotees are friends of every living entity. Suridam sarva bhutanam. But they are misunderstood to be enemies. Preaching can be difficult, thankless task, but a preacher must follow the orders of the Supreme Lord and be unafraid of materialistic persons. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Krishna Bhagavan Swami Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Bhagavan Chaya Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasita. So the verse was Namo Bhagavatam Nityam Bhutan Grahakataraha Ritetvam Sauridagnam Vairam Karam Avairinam. All the devotees of the Lord but you are very kind to the conditioned souls and are eager to benefit others. Although you wear the dress of a devotee, you create enmity with people who are not your enemies, or you break friendship and create enmity between friends. Are you not ashamed of posing as a devotee while performing these abominable actions? Hare Krishna. So Narada Muni is more or less going crazy here. It's not so much to say about what he's saying, how it's wrong. He's just... of course, Daksha. Daksha is going crazy because of his attachment. He's so attached to his sons and to his enjoyment in this material world. He wants to make it very prosperous. He wants to have his sons, occupy different nice posts in the society and become very influential. So all this is based on envy and egoistic desires. So it can be very difficult for him to tolerate that Narada Muni has taken these sons and made them into devotees. And devotees, they don't create enmity with anyone. So what he's saying here is just completely opposite. And he says that all the devotees are nice except you, Narada Muni. So what does it mean that the devotees are nice? What is he thinking about? It can't be that they are nice because they're helping people come back to God. No, it's not that. They're nice because, what is he thinking about? They give blessings to have a nice family life. So the word in this verse is avairinam, toward persons who are not enemies. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna mentions who is the greatest enemy. Anyone knows? Who is the greatest enemy? It's mentioned. Underline. Vidyanam Vairanam. Krishna says that Kamesha, Krodesha, Rajaguna, Sudhara. These are the greatest enemies. And the greatest sinful enemy. Vidi, know, he tells Arjuna, know that this is the greatest enemy. Vidi inam Vairanam. So lust is our greatest enemy. And there are 3 gates leading to hell. This is lust. Lust. What is the second one? Anger. Greed. Mentioned there, which mentioned in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. These are the greatest enemies opening the door to hell. And how should one conquer them? By following the scriptures. Now you can say that Prajapati Daksha, he didn't want his sons not to follow the scriptures. They should be good sons and follow the scriptures. But there's also always a danger. On every path there is a danger. Although the Varnashram system is established so in such a way that you can fulfill your material desires and gradually become Krishna conscious. So that you don't abruptly take to the path of renunciation without really being ready for it. So we could say, I don't know, maybe Daksha has some point here, that his sons too quickly take him to renunciation. But all these sons here, they went back to God because they understood. Because if you have a very good path, a good practice, and you come in contact with a pure devotee who really helps you to give up your attachment, then it's possible. It's simply a question of giving up attachment, and although there is like a natural development of becoming detached in life, that detachment, if we can get that detachment, it's solved immediately. So this Krishna says is the solution. But you have to have that very suitable process. So so Prabhupada mentions that in the purport here, because there are many verses more, the Daksha is criticizing Narada Muni, and Prabhupada mentions that is just by being a preacher, you have to expect that we will be criticized by non-devotees. And everyone has experience, especially if you're a preacher, if you preach, if you go and distribute books, you will experience this. Yeah, they have some idea also what it means to be, one who has taken to renounce life. You can't ask for money, or you can't use, what's this, you're using a big machine, and look like a businessman. Prabhupada is mentioning how, actually he mentioned in one place I read, he says that the whole world becomes your enemy. Because the whole world is full of non-devotees. But still, you don't give up. You don't give up going towards Krishna. So that's amazing. It's such a devotee, and the devotees they have all these. They have all the good qualities, but the non-devotees they want their sons to engage in this. They just want them to engage in all these non-devotee activities. Then they are happy. So if they see that even their son, because when we come to the Krishna consciousness movement, we are actually given the possibility to raise to the highest level of human life. Highest level, which is to be a pure devotee of the Lord. Well, because a devotee, he has all the good qualities. It's mentioned so many places there in Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, and we glorify it. We like to glorify it and hear about this. We glorify Prabhupada. We want to hear his glories and worship him, because he has all this. The devotees, they have all these wonderful qualities, like they are very magnanimous, they're very tolerant, they're very merciful, and they they want to see that everyone is happy actually. But in order to make everyone happy, you have to, you have to make persons like Daksha unhappy. That's just how it is. You can't please everyone. You can't be like a people pleaser. Just it's requires some courage actually, some courage to do it in the right way also. Because sometimes we can become a little fanatic, and we are not even able, or we displease our parents. This boys here, they went back to God. We have to deal with our parents also, and so that they will have a favorable impression of Krishna consciousness. So we should try to not be fanatic. We should be Krishna conscious. This is the real thing. As they non-devotees, they don't like their sons to give up these activities. So even if you marry in Krishna consciousness, but you follow the principles and you don't, they still not will be satisfied. It's not just a question that you get married and have children. Because the non-devotees are against this life of simply not have focus on material progress, but have focus on spiritual progress. So whatever, doesn't matter actually which ashram you're in, that's what they want to see. So and Prabhupada, I read some quotes where Prabhupada writes a little bit about these things. And here's one quote from Prabhupada. The purpose of education is to make man the highest of the mankind. But modern education is teaching lowest of the mankind. And if some of the students are taught to become highest of the mankind, their guardians become disturbed. Oh, my son is going to be highest of the mankind? Swamiji, you are playing dangerous things. Oh, just see, Swamiji is speaking. No, don't smoke. Don't take tea. Don't have illicit connection with women. Be upright, be a devotee. Oh, Swamiji is dangerous. And if somebody teaches, my dear boys, take LSD, go to hell and become mad, go to the lunatic asylum, then okay, that's fine. So it's to be expected. It's to be expected that we cannot expect to please everyone. So, I mean, in my life, I found it's challenging to, because I like to just have a nice relationship with anyone. But we should understand that if we preach Krishna consciousness, even if people are, criticizing us, or, we should understand that actually we are creating the best friendship with everyone. So it's just illusory energy bewildering us. So therefore, I think that it is important to establish very nice relationship amongst the devotees, because if you go when we are preachers and we go on the street and we can be like, we can feel that Krishna doesn't like us. No, the whole world is against us. It's like, is Krishna against you? But then we get prasad and okay, oh, it's nice, thank you Krishna, you love me, I can feel it. So, to create good friendship, good relationship among devotees, that will really give great strength to our preaching efforts. And what should devotees do to create this good, you can say, friendship, relationship? What does one do? Does one go for a walk in the forest together, or does one go for a swim together, or a picnic? What creates a good, relationship amongst devotees? It is definitely when we put Krishna in the center and come together. Like now is Janmashtami approaching, and Srila Prabhupada Vyasa. So we come as much together as possible and glorify Krishna, and that creates that friendship actually amongst the devotees, because we worship Krishna together and we all have that unified, you can say, desire to glorify Krishna. And devotees find very, very much pleasure in that, in glorifying Krishna. So now Janmashtami is coming, and what do we do on the whole day? We spend that day simply talking about Krishna. Like when Prabhupada was celebrating Janmashtami with the devotees in the beginning, they didn't drink anything that whole day, eat and drink nothing. It was like a new experience for many, of course. And they were reading hearing about Krishna the whole day and chanting, and that's the activity we do on Janmashtami. We increase our desire to hear about Krishna. And also, we want to hear about Srila Prabhupada, all this wonderful sacrifice he did for the whole, for everyone. So just like, it's completely opposite to Narada Muni here, not to Prajapati Daksha, who just see that devotees have no good qualities. So we should not be afraid of the non-devotees. We should just continue to spread Krishna consciousness and become ourselves more and more attached to glorifying the Lord, together with other devotees. And in this way, we will together get very much strength to go out and preach this Krishna consciousness. Mm. And you will be exactly the opposite of what Daksha is saying. He says, Saurida Gnam, a breaker of friendship. But this is the real friendship. Coming together and establishing friendship in serving Krishna together. So, yes, we are breaking that illusory friendship, which is not giving any happiness anyway. Family, it's just filled with family life without Krishna consciousness, without Krishna in the center, is filled with so much illusion and envy and lust. Like the whole society is just filled like that. Mm. So it's not real friendship anyway. It's not breaking any. Normally, it's not breaking any friendship. There is no friendship. And we see that. We see how it also is no friendship in how people deal with each other. It's very superficial, that friendship, and it's ruined and broken at any moment. So therefore, Narada Muni is just doing just the opposite. He is creating very nice friendship amongst others. Same with Srila Prabhupada. Creating so much, so many places for worship of Krishna, that the devotees can put Krishna in the center and really become free from all these bad qualities which makes real friendship impossible. So it's a great opportunity to be in the Krishna consciousness movement, to engage in preaching activities together with others and experience that wonderful friendship in the service of Krishna together. So we should not care that they misunderstand the devotees that we are enemies. That's just a thankless task. You are a friend, but they think you are an enemy. Anyway, on the street you meet people who also appreciate what you're doing, who understand, because everyone nowadays is a very good time actually for spreading Krishna consciousness. It's, people are suffering so much, and so it's a very good time for spreading Krishna consciousness. You don't need miracles now. Before you need the miracles, because people like, it's going nice, You don't need miracle, you can just see it, every person. Just like, looks like yesterday I talked with all kinds of persons. So I met one lady, she was maybe 70. And I just talked with her, and so you from here, yes, and I'm from here, but my grandchildren are in America. It was a great cause of suffering for her. Both her grandchildren and her son in America. So she was another source of suffering, and that's also you can say cursed by Kali Yuga. Even family can't stay together. And we often see that's one family, and the man has to go, far away somewhere to work. Stay away from home 2 months. I guess it's like so everything is very difficult in Kali Yuga to be happy, and people take to. We meet so many crazy people on the street. People are going a little bit mad. Also, especially drugs, make people mad. So, so it's the greatest welfare activity. So, yes, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any comments or questions or reflections, please?
People are suffer together and they think we are friends. If you don't suffer with me, you are not my friend. It's so crazy.
Yeah, you have to suffer together. They want to stay together, and they suffer together, and in this way they feel friendship.
Yes.
We come together and worship Krishna together, and this way we feel friendship. And they do all these stupid things, and if you don't take part in them, you're simply not one of them. So you become like, when you take the Krishna consciousness, you become like socially dead. Yeah, you have that experience. But then you really see who is your friends, actually, and who was among your so-called friends, who was actually your friend and who was not. And the parents, they don't understand anymore. My parents, they were convinced I was just brainwashed. It was too much shock for them. But I also kept very secret what I was looking for in my life. I didn't tell anyone. I think Krishna protected me. I was afraid of being, somebody should cheat me, drag me somewhere. So I didn't tell anyone for my inner quest. So when I finally came to the temple, took me just 3 days. I came to the temple. 3 days I joined. Everyone was shocked. What's going on? After a month or something, I had long hair, so I cut my hair. That was a total shock to my sister and my brother, and my parents also. But it's just like that in the beginning. They can't relate to it at all, because we are just like all these sons of Daksha. They are on their own journey, but Daksha thinks, I am. They belong to me. They have to follow my desire. But we are all on an individual journey, and we have to catch these people. We have to give them the opportunity to come in contact with Krishna consciousness, so that they can continue their journey towards Krishna. It's the only alternative, really, for getting out of this suffering condition. That alternative,
Relations between family are so bad, even mother and sister cannot live in one apartment. You very often see this. So bad, mother and daughter cannot live in one apartment.
Yeah.
And after that they say that we are enemies of them. They cannot live, even relatives together.
Yeah.
So often we see this, and they say, you are crazy.
No,
Yeah, thank you for your thought-provoking class. Yeah, what is day for one is night for the other, and vice versa. So that's to be expected. My question is, to try to reform fanatics, or to try to reform, and whether the fanatics are liberal fanatics or conservative fanatics, it doesn't matter. A fanatic is a fanatic. They have an agenda, and often they achieve exactly the opposite of what they're trying to achieve. Like some people think, if we speak strongly in the service of Prabhupada, which means fire and brimstone, beat them over the head with the Bhagavatam, then we gonna liberate them, but we actually just delay their progress in devotional service because they want to consciously avoid devotees at all costs. At the same time, if we try, as you mentioned, to please the crowd, whether we just Mr. Nice Guy, or we dance on the table naked, or we subscribe to their liberalism idea of everything is okay and everything is fine and whatever, then we also their enemy, even though so-called we pose as their friend, but actually we're their enemy. So it seems that to be really Krishna conscious, like Prabhupada showed us, you have to be more conservative than the conservatives, and more compassionate or more inclusive than the liberals. It seems like a conundrum, it seems like a very difficult formula to achieve, because it's not a stereotype. It's very easy to put on a t-shirt and say, I'm left, I'm right, and this is great, and these are the demons. But to actually be Krishna conscious in every situation, in all our dealings, is a real challenge. So, can you say something how we can achieve that state of real Krishna consciousness, and not just subscribing to slogans and propaganda? Because people are sick and tired of dogma, of propaganda, of this arrogance of I know and you don't, and they just run in the other direction. So it's just counterproductive.
I remember Bhakti Tirtha Swami, he said that he felt that his mission was to bring these two, polarities together there. And also come to my mind how one devotee, was.
But then both sides hate you, even both camps of devotees may hate you.
Yeah.
If you don't agree with them and join their camp, then you also not just become the enemies of the materialists, but you may also become the enemy of the so-called devotees. Or
it seems like you have to be like if the Hare Krishna movement is a sect, you have to belong to a sect in the sect. So that's the Krishna conscious devotee. But one devotee was he had this, wanted to ask Prabhupada this question: how do I become Krishna conscious? So Prabhupada was walking to his car. It was the bye-bye trip. He has been to the temple. You have still not asked your question. He's going. And he was like, I want to ask this question, but he didn't do it. He was too shy, and was just about to lock the door. Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, how can I become Krishna conscious? And Prabhupada said, by desire. By desire. So we have to get that desire somehow, that we want to be Krishna conscious. I just in my own life I find how that desire is a little bit awakening. Is actually when I do my duty, maybe not in a Krishna conscious state, but I just miss, you can say, like a heart-to-heart relationship with Krishna, or with with my spiritual master like that. And that, I can see that is a good desire. that's keep me really going. And then everything becomes, it doesn't so matter so much uh, if I have are on the fanatic side or if I'm a little bit more on the other side. This is a desire that awakens up which and when we engage in devotion, so this is like the desire that makes everything go up into like an harmony. You can be with different. Too much incense. What is it? Fire alarm?
Yes.
So even if you are with other devotees, and there is this tension there because of different moods, if we simply serve Krishna together, then that shows that desire, and that awakens that desire to really be Krishna conscious actually, because real Krishna consciousness is when Krishna enters your heart and you're really there with him.
Thank you. Also, all true. Thank you for your questions. To not just acknowledge, but to appreciate other devotees, even if they have a different taste, a different flavor, a different way how to worship Krishna, or different rasa, and not say, okay, you have to die because you're not in my group, or you can't be here, or this is illegal because here we only do this, you know. I don't think that attitude is really pleasing to Krishna, because Krishna likes variety. Otherwise, he wouldn't have created all that variety, and also all those varieties of devotional service, all those different rasas, all those different types of devotees. So somehow Krishna must like variety. So who am I to say that no, this is not allowed? We will only have saffron book distributors. We're not going to have, any white guys or any ladies or any old people or any young people. It's like people who think, okay, cows only come in one gender, female, the ones who give milk, right? And temple devotees only come in one gender, brahmacharis, because they're the ones who go out and distribute books. But it's not how the world works. So maybe it's there in our books, but somehow, even though we distribute these books, we keep on missing some of those fundamental points of how to appreciate Krishna's plan and Krishna's variety and Krishna's love for all living entities. And love means the freedom of expression and also the freedom of desire.
So we should come to that desire to actually come to that level where we actually. Come to that level where we really appreciate this variety. That means we have to work on ourselves, work on our material desires, become free from material desires.
Because it's a big insecurity if I can't tolerate or appreciate others. It means I'm not really convinced about what I'm doing. I'm not really happy doing what I'm doing. And that's why I have to get validation by pushing other people down to prove my superiority.
Yeah.
Because if you'd actually be happy doing what you're doing, You don't need any of that stuff. In fact, you can see that pure devotees are the ones who are glorifying others and are saying all others are better. I'm the worst. I'm the most lowest of the low. Everybody else is great. I'm the only one who's not a devotee. In fact, everybody else is a devotee. Yet somehow we see quite the opposite, even in our own movement. The people go on criticizing everybody and everything without the least bit of introspection and humility.
That means they are unfortunate. They must have
A steady desire to criticize.
yeah, they must have given up their service somehow to their guru, or else you won't end up on that path.
Some think that it's their service to chastise and to criticize others.
Yeah,
It's their mission in life. That's their jihad.
yeah.
But
Like
who reforms the reformers?
like Daksha here, you know, it completely took him over, you know, and he feels so righteous when he's saying these things. I think he believes it himself.
Oh, definitely good.
Do you remember who devotee that was who asked Prabhupada the question how to become Krishna conscious?
No, I don't know. Just one devotee.
Can I say? I have one reflection just when I came to temple and like as a beginner, it's so difficult to know what is like right and what is wrong because there is like different groups or people who have different rasa and different opinions about things. Then I and so many also, others also, like just standing like and like deer on the spotlight like car light, like that. What should we really do? Like so careful that what we are thinking, what is our opinion, and like how to create the opinion then. That what is my way to do Krishna consciousness. So it takes a little bit time, but must be so patient and so careful what to think and how to create opinions about others.
Yeah, try to not make this polarization. This is good. This is bad. I take this party, not that party. This because if they're all engaged in devotional service, that's the good thing.
Yeah.
And if you wonder like, what shall I do? Shall I join that camp or that camp?
Yeah.
We should not join any camp.
Yes.
We should follow the instruction of our spiritual master. That we should do. And focus on that. Just like one devotee, he came also into Prabhupada's room. This was in Hawaii. There were other devotees there also. And he criticized that, and he criticized this and that, and so many. He criticized in front of Prabhupada. And when he went out, Prabhupada said, instead of all this, focus on the others, what they are doing wrong, and like, he should think about Krishna. So, that's Krishna consciousness. We should think about Krishna. So we have to train our minds, and it's always wandering here and there. And now, not to all these things, but to be with Krishna and relish that and your service to your spiritual master. Focus on that. Then we are safe. That's the safe path. That's Krishna consciousness. You're conscious of Krishna.
Yeah. Then there is different gurus who have this different rasa, different vision, and then there is like different devotees who follow his guru, and then he sees that, oh, this is not doing like my guru is saying, then he starts to again argue against the devotees, you know, they don't understand that there is different, like, gurus different, rasas different, like, and that's also a problem sometimes.
So we should just focus on our service and don't be agitated that there is a little bit of different groups in the Krishna consciousness movement. That's part of our variety, you can say, also. So that we see it as a natural thing, actually. And if anyone wants to, demonize the others, or then you avoid hearing these things. You avoid. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
His Grace Mahabhavi Prabhu ki jai.